Welcome back to Coins Numismatic Series, where ordinary pocket change reveals extraordinary stories and hidden fortunes. Today, we're diving into two humble Lincoln Wheat Pennies that most people would overlook because of their dark, dirty surfaces and worn appearance. But don't let that grime fool you. Some of the most fascinating and valuable coins are the ones that look like they've spent decades forgotten in jars, drawers, and old toolboxes. In this episode, we're uncovering the history, design, mintage, rare errors, and collector value of the 1946 wheat penny and the 1950 wheat penny in dirty condition. These coins may appear dull and heavily toned, but beneath that layer of age lies a remarkable connection to American history and a market that rewards collectors who know exactly what to look for. You might already have one of these pennies sitting unnoticed in your collection, and by the end of this video, you'll know whether that dirty old cent is worth 1 cent or something much more exciting. 1946 Wheat Penny. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny holds a special place in American numismatic history because it marked the first full year of cent production after the end of World War II. In many ways, this coin symbolizes a nation transitioning from conflict to peace. American soldiers were returning home, factories were shifting from wartime production back to civilian goods, and the economy was entering a new era of growth. The cent produced in 1946 was small and inexpensive, yet it circulated through one of the most transformative periods in United States history. By 1946, the Lincoln cent design had already been in use for nearly 4 decades. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic image like Liberty. The obverse portrait of Lincoln was created by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB famously appeared on early issues and became legendary among collectors. The front of the 1946 wheat penny features Lincoln facing to the right. Above his portrait appears the national motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is Liberty, and to the right is the date 1946. This arrangement is simple, dignified, and instantly recognizable to collectors around the world. The reverse carries the iconic wheat ears design, one stalk on each side framing the denomination 1 cent and the country name, United States of America. The motto E pluribus unum is displayed across the top. The wheat ears symbolize prosperity and agricultural strength, making this one of the most beloved reverse designs in U.S. coinage. The 1946 cent was struck in bronze, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Unlike the steel cents of 1943 and the shell case alloy cents of 1944 through 1946, these post-war coins have a rich copper appearance that darkens over time. Dirty examples are especially common. When collectors describe a coin as dirty, they usually mean it has developed dark brown, black, or uneven toning caused by decades of circulation, oxidation, and exposure to moisture and contaminants. In most cases, this natural aging is harmless and can actually confirm originality. Experienced collectors often prefer original surfaces over coins that have been harshly cleaned, because cleaning can permanently damage the metal and reduce value. The 1946 cent was struck at 3 mints. Philadelphia Mint produced 991,655,000 coins with no mint mark. Denver Mint struck 315,690,000 with a D mint mark. San Francisco Mint produced 198,100,000 with an S mint mark. The Philadelphia issue is by far the most common. Because nearly 1 billion pieces were struck in Philadelphia alone, most circulated 1946 cents are worth only a modest premium. In dirty, worn condition, values usually range from about 3 cents to 25 cents depending on eye appeal and collector demand. Coins with pleasing chocolate brown color often sell more easily than those with corrosion or environmental damage. In very fine condition, a well-preserved brown example may bring around 25 cents to 75 cents. In extremely fine, values often range from $1 to $3. Uncirculated coins with full original luster are much more desirable, especially those classified as red, meaning they retain most of their original orange copper color. A Mint State 63 brown example may be worth $5 to $15. Red examples can command $15 to $40 or more. At higher grades, such as MS67 Red, values can climb into the hundreds or even thousands because of the difficulty of finding nearly flawless coins. One of the most notable auction records for a superb 1946 Philadelphia cent, in top certified condition, exceeded several $1,000s, proving that even common-date pennies can become valuable when preservation is exceptional. Collectors are particularly interested in mint errors and die varieties. The most famous is the 1946 double die obverse. On genuine examples, the date and lettering show noticeable doubling created during the die manufacturing process. Strong examples are scarce and can be worth from several $100s to several thousand depending on condition. Other collectible errors include repunched mint marks on Denver and San Francisco issues, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and lamination errors. Because the alloy sometimes separated slightly during production, some 1946 cents display peeling or rough surfaces that collectors recognize as legitimate mint-made anomalies. Dirty condition does not automatically eliminate value. In fact, many valuable double dies and striking errors are discovered on dark, unattractive coins pulled from circulation. The key is knowing what to inspect. Look closely at the date, the word liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust." Use a magnifier to search for doubled letters, unusual spacing, or raised anomalies. A naturally toned 1946 cent with strong detail and no harsh cleaning can be highly collectible even if it appears dark. Collectors often call this original skin, and many prefer it to bright orange surfaces that may have been altered. The historical significance of this coin adds to its appeal. Imagine a penny struck just months after the war ended. It may have passed through the hands of returning veterans, factory workers, and families beginning a new chapter in peacetime America. Every worn mark on the surface tells a story of daily commerce during a pivotal era. Many beginners choose the 1946 cent because it is affordable and historically meaningful. Advanced collectors seek elite-grade red coins, dramatic errors, and attractive toning. This broad collector base ensures consistent demand. If you discover a dirty 1946 wheat penny, resist the temptation to clean it. Cleaning removes original surfaces, creates unnatural shine, and can slash collectible value. Store the coin in a dry holder and inspect it carefully under good lighting. A dark 1946 cent found in circulation is usually worth only a few cents, but if it contains a double die, a major mint error, or unusually high-grade preservation, its value can increase dramatically. This is exactly why collectors never dismiss an old penny based solely on appearance. The 1946 wheat penny remains one of the most historically rich and widely collected post-war Lincoln cents. Even in dirty condition, it represents the resilience of a nation emerging from one of the most significant events of the 20th century. Sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins carry the most extraordinary stories. 1950 D Wheat Penny. The 1950 D Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most popular mid-century wheat cents, and although it was struck in large numbers, collector demand has remained strong for decades. When found in dirty condition, it may appear unremarkable, but this coin is an enduring favorite because of its historical setting, quality strikes, and occasional valuable varieties. The year 1950 marked the beginning of a new decade in America. The country was experiencing rapid industrial growth, suburban expansion, and technological progress. Cars filled the highways, televisions entered living rooms, and the economy was booming. The 1950 D cent circulated through this optimistic period, carrying with it the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln and the iconic wheat reverse that would soon come to an end in 1958. Like all wheat cents of this era, the obverse features Lincoln's right-facing portrait by Victor David Brenner. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1950 frame the design. Beneath the date is the D Mint mark, indicating production at the Denver Mint. The reverse continues the classic wheat ears design, with 1 cent and United States of America centered between two wheat stalks. E pluribus unum arches across the top. This elegant reverse had already become one of the most recognizable designs in U.S. coinage. The 1950 D cent is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighs 3.11 grams, and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. Freshly struck examples displayed a brilliant orange-red color, but most coins circulating for decades turn brown or dark chocolate. Dirty examples are common and often show blackened surfaces, uneven toning, and residue from long-term storage. As with other wheat cents, originality matters more than brightness. A naturally dark coin is often preferable to one that has been scrubbed or chemically cleaned. The Denver Mint struck an impressive 334,950,000 examples in 1950. This substantial mintage means circulated pieces are readily available. But the issue remains popular because Denver cents of this period are known for relatively strong strikes and excellent luster when preserved. In typical circulated dirty condition, a 1950 D cent is worth about 3 cents to 20 cents. Coins with stronger detail and pleasing surfaces may bring 25 cents to $1. In about uncirculated condition, values often range from $2 to $5. Uncirculated coins are where collector premiums become more substantial. Brown examples in MS-63 may sell for $5 to $15. Red-brown coins command higher prices, and fully red examples can reach $20 to $75 depending on grade. Gem-quality coins certified MS-67 red can sell for hundreds of dollars, and top-pop examples with extraordinary eye appeal have brought significantly more at auction. This demonstrates how condition rarity can transform a common-date penny into a highly valuable collectible. One reason collectors pay close attention to 1950 D cents is the possibility of repunched mint marks. During this era, mint marks were punched manually into working dies, creating opportunities for slight misalignment. On a true RPM, traces of another D can be seen above, below, or beside the primary mint mark. Well-defined examples are eagerly sought and can be worth tens to hundreds of dollars. Other collectible errors include doubled dies, broad strikes, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks. Though less common than standard pieces, these mint-made anomalies are especially exciting when discovered in unattractive old coins. Collectors should inspect the mint mark carefully using magnification. Also check the date and lettering for doubling, and look for unusual strike characteristics. Because many valuable varieties remain hidden in old collections, searching through dirty cents can be surprisingly rewarding. The 1950 D cent also benefits from its position in the final decade of the Wheat Penny series. Many collectors assemble complete sets from 1909 to 1958, and every date and mint mark is needed. This steady demand supports values even for common issues. Historically, the coin represents an America on the move. It circulated as post-war prosperity transformed the nation. It may have paid for a newspaper, a soda, or a bus fare during a time of remarkable economic confidence. These everyday transactions connect modern collectors to the lived experiences of the early 1950s. Dirty condition often reflects authentic circulation and storage. A dark, original 1950 D cent can be visually appealing in its own way, displaying rich brown tones that highlight the design. Collectors appreciate such coins when surfaces are stable and free from corrosion. Never clean a dirty 1950 D wheat penny. Cleaning leaves hairlines and unnatural color, reducing both eye appeal and resale value. Instead, preserve the coin exactly as found and examine it for mint errors or unusually sharp detail. If your 1950 D cent is heavily worn and ordinary, it may be worth only a few cents. But if it features a strong repunched mint mark, a major striking error, or pristine mint state preservation, its value can increase dramatically. That possibility keeps collectors searching through rolls and inherited coin jars year after year. The 1950 D wheat penny combines affordability, historical significance, and the thrill of variety hunting. Even in dirty condition, it remains an important and collectible piece of American coinage history. Beneath its dark surfaces lies a story of post-war optimism and the enduring fascination of Lincoln cents. These two dirty wheat pennies prove one of the most important lessons in numismatics. Appearances can be deceiving. A dark and worn coin may seem ordinary, but with the right date, mint mark, condition, or mint error, it can become a prized collectible. Whether it's the 1946 cent representing America's first full year of peace after World War II, or the 1950 cent symbolizing the optimism of a booming new decade, each coin carries far more than face value. So before you ignore that old brown penny in your collection, take a closer look. It might be hiding history, rarity, and perhaps even an unexpected treasure.